What's up, everyone? It is Sean Evans here with Odd Shopper, bringing you another CSGO Underdog Fantasy slate for tomorrow, day 2 of the ESL Pro League event season 16. We have 3 great matchups. Once again, same teams from Wednesday, just different matchups this time around. We will be having Endpoint versus Spirit, Navi versus Fnatic, Vitality versus NIP. It is going to be a pretty good series going in forward for the rest of the week. We saw a new version of Fnatic that dominated NIP. We saw Vitality obviously come out. ZywOo dominated once again. He did hit over the 18 headshots. And then we saw Navi obviously dominate Spirit. Like, they did not miss a beat during the players' break. So it is going to be a great day of action for CSGO once again. And as always, before we do dive in, make sure you go and hit that like and subscribe button. Turn the notifications on. That way you guys always get notified when we do post new videos. Obviously, college football is back. NFL season is right around the corner for next week. So you do not want to miss out on any of the content we are bringing you guys. So let's go ahead and let's dive into day 2 of the ESL Pro League Season 16 event. So moving on first, obviously we have Endpoint versus Spirit. These are two teams that aren't that great. And while that is true, I don't want to take a chance on either one of these guys for the totals. On Underdog Fantasy, I think we might just see a very cluster of a series between the two. If there's anybody that I would like to trust, it would be like Nerds over 40.5 kills, maybe Crucial over 32.5 kills. But either way, these are two bad teams facing off against each other, so the series will most likely get dragged out. We probably won't see a sweep happening for either side. And so I just want to avoid it completely and just move on to the second series of the day, which is going to be Navi versus Fnatic. For Navi, obviously, they dominated Spirit. The only thing about these totals here on their side of 44.5 kills and then Bit at 39.5 kills, there's a chance that they may just come out and dominate Fnatic like they dominated Spirit. And Navi was actually pretty even spread on the kills yesterday. None of the guys hit over 40. So I am going to avoid that side of things. And when it comes to Fnatic, there is one total I do want to go after. And that's because I do think Fnatic, with their new core, they do look exciting. They do look like they can compete now with who they have. It's going to be FASHR over 36.5 kills, just for the fact that he has been playing very well since joining the team. For the past month, he holds a 1.17 player rating, 81.4 ADR, and then 0.75 kills per round. So far, he has been contributing pretty well. We saw versus NIP, he was playing pretty aggressive. They were allowing it. They were dominating. They had the 2-0 sweep versus them. They dominated them on Ancient, and then they really dominated them on Overpass. And so it's only bright things coming from this Fnatic team. And with FASHR, he has only had 3 maps so far where he hasn't reached 20 kills. Everything else, though, he's been over that. And it may be a very small sample size, but it's a very bright, small sample size to be going after with someone who's at 36.5 kill total in a series that they may have a chance to compete versus Navi. Obviously, I don't think Fnatic will take this series overall, but I do think they can extend these maps to 30 rounds each and just put up a very good fight to try and stay alive. Obviously, with the win versus NIP, they're going to have momentum coming into this, especially with how dominated they were. But it's Navi. They have Simple. Obviously, they have Bit. They have Electronic. They have these guys. No matter who they're facing, they are going to be able to dominate the opposing team. So it should be a fun overall series to start out with on the Underdog Fantasy slate, skipping over the Endpoint and Spirit matchup. And before we do move on to the second series, make sure if you have yet to sign up for Underdog Fantasy, use promo code STOCKTASTIC8. That is the number 8. That way you get double your first deposit up to $100. That's house money to play with, more slips to make, more fun to have, especially with college football being back and the NFL season right around the corner. You guys do not want to miss out on the free house money. So if you have yet to sign up, make sure you use promo code STOCKTASTIC8. And then moving on to the second and third pick of the slip, they are going to be basically repeats from yesterday. We did see ZywOo hit over 18 headshots pretty easily after that map 1 domination versus Endpoint, where he dropped 38 kills. We obviously saw Rez go under the headshot mark 2. He struggled versus Fnatic, but so did the entire NIP team. So those are actually going to be the same 2 picks that we are attacking for this Thursday slate. It's going to be Rez under 19.5 headshots. They dropped it down by 0.5. We saw him just get a total of 16 headshots versus Fnatic. I think it was the first map where he only had 8. And obviously, he came out on the second map where NIP was just completely dominated. He put up another 8. He did have some momentum carrying with him. It just wasn't enough. He has been pretty inconsistent so far for NIP since the player break. So it is something that I want to keep attacking as long as he is posted on the boards, which we should see all the way through Sunday. So 19.5 headshots, still pretty high for him, especially if NIP comes out flat, Vitality comes out red hot once again. This NIP team is just going to get torn apart. So sticking with the under with Rez of 19.5 headshots. And then once again, going with the over of ZywOo of 17.5 headshots. So they actually dropped his total down instead of putting it up. They do see NIP as a much more tougher competition than Endpoint. But if ZywOo comes out anything like Wednesday, his 17.5 headshot is going to be reached very easily for him. I believe he finished with 21, 22 headshots versus Endpoint. Map 1, he put up 16. Map 2, obviously they played Inferno, a map that he isn't a big fan of. And he started out slow, but he still was able to hit over the headshots. So it's hard to skip on ZywOo, even though they may not see Dust 2, which NIP always bans first. Any map you give ZywOo, he's most likely going to go off. It just might be a slow start if it is Inferno. Past month, once again, a 43% headshot percentage for him. So how or why would you keep dropping the total on the best player in CSGO or one of the best players instead of raising it and making it a little bit more difficult? So that's why I'm sticking with the same repeat from Wednesday with Rez under 19.5 headshots, ZywOo over 17.5 headshots, and adding on FASHR over 36.5 kills. So that's going to be it. Once again, make sure you do hit that like and subscribe button down below. Turn the notifications on. Everybody have a good one. I'm out.